Delarite, my MVVs, welcome. Yes, sir, Delarite Royal Meriment as the great lion sends his men for Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí. Oh, I don't know if I pronounced Ìtórí, okay? I know I didn't pronounce that well, but it's I think the second what do you call, wine carrying or something, knocking of door, I don't know what it is, for Adetutu. They sent them to Adetutu's, family compound. As we are hearing, they said, it was Royal Meriment filled with as in Royal Meriment filled the air as word spread that the great lion had finally sent his men for this Ìtórí ritual or Ìtórí hand axing or something. This is not the first time the royal court had made such a move, but this time it carried a different weight. The first proposal months ago had been left hanging, not because Adetutu or her family were unwilling, but because the young woman herself had asked for time to be sure. She had wanted to know that her heart and destiny truly aligned with the throne. Now that she had found peace within herself and given her consent, the great lion, wasted no time in sending his royal delegation to her family compound to renew the proposal and move things forward towards a traditional engagement, Well, let me explain what that thing is, that Ìtórí that they are talking about. I think somebody was able to explain it to me. They said in Yoruba tradition, Ìtórí comes from the root word Tori, meaning for the sake of, or on behalf. So when a man's family goes to a woman's family to formally ask for her hand in marriage, that process is called Ìtórí, literary meaning to speak on behalf of or to make intentions known. Now, when the proposal does not reach completion, maybe because the woman's family asked for time or the woman herself was unsure, and later the man decides to return to continue or renew the proposal, that follow-up visit is called Ìtẹ síwájú, and that's the name we got now, Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí, Now, Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí is more than a second visit. It's a public reaffirmation of interest and a sign of commitment. Yoruba culture, especially among Yoruba families, when a man sends emissaries twice, it shows he is not acting on impulse. It shows consistency, respect, and depth of intention. The Yoruba believe that a man who returns for Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí is a man whose heart has truly found where it belongs. That's a Yoruba royal family belief. It also shows that the woman and her family are valued, because not every man will return after a first unanswered proposal. For a king especially, a king as big as the great lion to send emissaries again means that the lady has won not just affection but royal trust and spiritual recognition. Now, why it must happen to show the king's interest is to renew legitimacy. In Yoruba culture, no marriage can proceed unless the woman's family gives formal consent. If the first proposal ended without an answer, the man must return for Ìtẹ síwájú, that's the royal culture, Ìtórí, to make the process official and avoid it being seen as abandoned interest. And number two, to confirm the woman's consent. The royal culture believed that, in Yoruba royal custom hold that no marriage should happen without the consent, the woman's willingness. The second visit confirms that the woman herself has now agreed and that both families can proceed honorably. Now, they said the third reason is a royal household, especially that of the great lion, cannot proceed with engagement or marriage right unless the previous steps are properly concluded by sending emissaries for Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí. The great lion preserve tradition, showing that he respects the woman's lineage and the gods of the marriage, Òrìṣà Ibale. Okay, so I won't continue to go because it's a whole lot, and most of these names here, I'm struggling to pronounce them, so I'm going to abandon that and just give you the full story. They said while this was happening from Lagos, the jewel received the news with calm happiness. She understood the significance of this moment better than most people could imagine. Adetutu was not it's not an ordinary woman in the Ooni of Ife's palace. She's calm, respectful, intelligent, and deeply spiritual. For the jewel, the alliance, her own alliance with Adetutu is very, very calm and firm. The reason happens to be that, there are a lot of traditional things that the jewel cannot do for herself. Adetutu is there to help her with some of these traditional things. As a matter of fact, they said that was even the reason why the Great Lion decided to pick Adetutu. Adetutu has come to love the jewel so much, and, she tries to protect the jewel as much as possible, and they are happy. It does seem as if, you see, the jewel, Dr. Sapphire, and Adetutu, they just really have something sweet going for them right now. As a matter of fact, people admire them so much, and they said this was a welcome development to the jewel. She was very happy. At the palace, preparation for the Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí was handled with care. The Great Lion instructed his chiefs to select only respected elders and trustworthy attendants for the mission. Dr. Sapphire, of course, composed and loyal wife of the Great Lion, volunteered to accompany the delegation as a representative of the royal household. She had always been a quiet force in the palace, never drawn to gossip or public attention. Her presence on the trip symbolized the seriousness of the Great Lion's intention. As the delegation assembled in the morning, so sorry about that sound, okay? A call came in. So when they arrived at Adetutu's home, they said the atmosphere was warm and respectful. The elders of her lineage received them with open arms. They knew this is not just about marriage, but about the uniting of royal destiny. The gifts presented were symbolical and not palm wine, fabrics, and other traditional items that signified honor and goodwill. Dr. Sapphire spoke briefly on behalf of the palace, explaining that the Great Lion's earlier request had never faded, and now that Adetutu had given her full consent, the palace wished to proceed properly according to the Yoruba royal tradition. Dr. Sapphire spoke after elders had finished speaking. The elders, of the family, they said, listen with smile, acknowledging that this second visit, this Ìtẹ síwájú Ìtórí, was the rightful continuation of a story that had begun but had never been completed. That first time that thing happened, where we had the family went there, they said that Adetutu asked that that she needed some more time. And of course, you do know that it's not as if these are people that the Great Lion had some kind of relationship with and all of that. So, and these ones are educated women. They know that some of these things can, end somehow. So Adetutu said she needed to get to learn about the Great Lion. Hence, she has been in the palace the entire time, right? She left everything she was doing in the UK to come and stay in the palace. So she's been there learning about the Great Lion and all of that. And right now she has given her consent that she wants this thing to happen. And Omo, they went for this second carrying of wine or seeing the family. And they said it was warm. Everyone has been so, so happy. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged Ramadan verified information making the rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact.